So the levels of measurement are the manners in which we can measure different things associated with features on our map and record that in the attribute table. So some different categories would be nominal, which means we're just giving a place a name, like cities. They can also be ordinal, which means we're putting them in some order, like good, better, best. The next two, interval and ratio, are both numbers. The difference between interval and ratio is that in interval, the difference makes sense. So for example, if we were doing current temperature, it was 60 degrees one day and 70 degrees the other day, people know that 10 more degrees is going to be warmer. The ratio means that the ratios make sense. So in this case, it wouldn't make sense to talk about 80 degrees, an 80 degree day being twice as warm as a 40 degree day. That's just not how we think about temperature, because we don't start with an absolute zero there. But anything that we can think about an absolute zero for, or a ratio that makes sense, can be a ratio level of measurement. For example, population density. A population density of 80 people per square mile would be twice as dense as a population density of 40 people per square mile. And also the zero makes sense. If there's no people living there, then we would have a population density equal to zero. The other type of level of measurement is cyclic. This can be associated with anything that has a cycle, like time, or most especially on maps. A lot of the cyclic levels of measurements have to do with compass direction. So nominal, we have these things on a map, like what the different airports are, and then we would give each airport a name. Or perhaps the capital cities, and then we would give each capital city a name. Or the name of the forest, or the name of the water body. So any of these things here, the airports or the capitals, the forest or the water bodies, if they have a name in the attribute table, we can put that on the map, and we've assigned by that level of measurement that is nominal. For ordinal, once again, we're just putting things in order. So in this example here, if we have different areas where the cost of living is low, medium, and high, we might have that category in our attribute table. Or sometimes they're a little less well delineated or defined, but I think most people understand that a creek is smaller than a stream, and a stream is smaller than a river. In the same sort of manner, we can have a regional, national, and international airport. It doesn't mean one is larger than the other, but it has to do with where the flights from that airport fly to, or where the flights come from. So some sort of ordering associated with them. And the interval and ratio is going to be anything that we can measure as a number, such as how much precipitation falls in an area, once again, what the population density is, how high of an elevation it is, what volume of water is flowing through a stream, any of those sorts of things, how many people live in populated places, or how much mining has been produced. All of those things would be interval or ratio, because we can measure numeric values associated with them.